Good morning, folks. I'm Tassinix, and welcome to Week 2, Round 3 of Season 27, 5 vs. 5 Grand Arena Championship for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. My opponent today is Nick, with much to learn, from Maw. Alright, so it's another Maw opponent. Now, if you've been following along with the week so far, we started the week at rank 12, and then we went 0-2. So now I'm rank 56. The goal here is to be back inside the top 50. So I think we have a good position ahead of us. We'll talk about how he did on my defense, because yesterday was Easter Sunday, so I was tied up with family all day. By the time I got home, no way I felt like streaming. So here we are doing an impromptu morning stream. For all the regular folks following me out there, sorry I didn't give more notice that I was going to do it this way. I didn't even know I was going to do it this way until like late yesterday afternoon. Okay, so guy has over 1 million lifetime points, so he was trying back in the previous system, right? Let's get the hotbot comparison on screen. All right. So, let's see here. So I'm 54, he's 76. He's trying to make his push. Okay, so I'm 10.2 to his 9.6. I'm way bigger, right? Top 80 GP, 2.75 to 2.68. It's a little bit. You know, going. Yeah, it's like 1.3. It's 130,000 GPs, decent little chunk, but it's not entirely. It's not a big deal, guys. Zetas 213 to 196. I finally beat somebody on Zetas. Omicron's my 8 to his 10. Top 80 speed 136 to his 140. So an incredibly well modded top 80, right? Excellent concentration of mods. That'll be interesting to pick through. All right, mod analysis. So I have more 6 dots at 1043, and that's where the story ends. That's where his mods actually overtake me, pretty much entirely. So let's go over it. 25s, I have 56 to his 67. 20 to 24s, my 118 to his 178. 60 more. All right, plus 20s, 174 to his 245. 15 to 19, 356 to 358. We're pretty much dead nuts there. Plus 15s, my 530 to his 603. And man, the guys just got me all the way around. I just have more 6 dots, which really is nothing. It's let's talk about total relics. So yeah, of course I would have more. I have 2 more relic 9s than he does. Myself having 8. Relic 8s, my 42 to his 33. Relic 7s, my 84 to his 50. So there's where some of that weight is. So what he doesn't have in GP, this guy has in mods. Incredible. Let's look at his GLs and see if there's anything that jumps out at me about how they're modded. By the way, guys, the way my characters are modded on the left, that's a mishmash between TW and GAC modding. So unfortunately, you can't trust my side of the screen. What a shame. What a shame. All right. So he's a very bulky Lord Vader. Decent everything else, and just really robust life total. Pretty robust JMK too. 570 speed's pretty average. 200,000. Okay, 200,000 health on a Relic 8 Sith Eternal is quite something. There's a bit of work to that. And 500 speed. That's excellent. That's really good. All right, JML. Great protection, 157,000, 132,000 health is solid, and 545 speed I think is actually a couple more than mine in game, so good on him. Damn. Really well modded GLs. Okay, so Relic 9 Ray, 524 speed, 200,000 health, 12.5 thousand damage. I respect that. That's really solid modding, and I'm assuming, he would probably skew for more damage if he could, but that set has given him that balance, which is top-notch. I love it. I absolutely love it. Definitely better than mine. All right, Slacker, 580. Okay, it's a good speed. 139,000 health at Relic 8. The guy is definitely trying to have him bulky. So, I've been able to do it a couple times here on stream. There are opportunities against low health slackers, just like glass cannon, all damage slackers, like speed slackers, something like that, where you can just bully right in on him. like after you kill the tank, right? Like this is why people are really not setting the single tank slacker anymore when people are doing JKR JKL, because at the very least they have to address both tanks and give your red trooper the opportunity to do something about that. Yeah, but if you only have one tank, you open up to getting JKR direct focused on the slacker directly, and he can just get blown up. Not by that, but by the next couple of turns. So good on him, adding the health. His key characters: Starth Revan 345. Okay. Wow, ridiculous health cat, right? 121,000. Hey, Megalideros, hats off. Good morning to you, man. How's it going? Hope you had a great weekend. You being Greek and all, I'm guessing, well, you know what? I don't know what calendar. If you are Greek Orthodox, which is an assumption, I grant you, and I don't know, and you don't need to confirm or deny or anything like that. But if I had to guess, because I have family that's Serbian Orthodox, I'm guessing you did Easter yesterday? And I'm guessing it was a great time, because I had a great Easter. But I would have streamed last night if not for the fact that I was really, really tied up. All right, let's go through the rest of these. So, Maul, 303 speed. Okay, so this is a Maul Mando's modded Maul. He keeps it flexible. All right, Piet, 351. That's decent. 375 Gideon is truly exceptional. This guy has fought in recent history a guy with a 385 Gideon, and it actually locked out his bounty hunters. This guy is actually incredibly well practiced in fighting all variants, all current variants of Lord Vader, whether you got Canderous or Asajj or whatever. So, okay, it's not Greek Easter yet. Not Greek Easter. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you guys are on the other calendar. That's what my dad's side of the family would be doing. My mom's side of the family was Catholic. Care to guess which way I was raised? Okay, so let's see here. You got Echo at 361. That's actually very good. I keep questioning, guys. I have mine clocked at 370, and less are the opportunities to make use of that extra, I don't know. It feels like an extra 5 to 10 speed. Something to think about. Obviously, I would rather just farm up more fast mods and have everybody be fast. But it irks me that I'm not getting a lot of value out of that last 10 speed that I've had on my Echo. Anyway, let's, his Relic 9, we both have Relic 9, Piet, and GK. And his top 5 speed, Slacker at 580, JMK at 570, Gideon at 375, Armorer at 362. Whoa! Probably would not have noticed that if not for this little top 5 speed thing. Hot damn. Wow, what are you trying to do with the 362 armor? I bet you he wants the armor to be his Kickstarter in his Maul team. That's what I'm guessing. That's what that's modded for. I don't think I've seen him do that recently. But that's my guess. And then Bosk at 346. All right, let's move back on over. All right. Let's talk about his attack. All right, guys. You know that I was stalking. So I was chilling out. And I saw all of his attacks go down. Let's go ahead and pull up Hotbot. No, sorry. Where did I write this down? I wrote it down in PrimeBot. All right. So his first attack was against Slacker here. He took out all 4 but Slacker, and then later cleaned that up for 38. So a total of 42. Against JMK Cat. Let's see. What did he do there? That was 52 banners. So whatever it was, it barely survived. You know what it was? It was Sith Eternal. He's been doing Sith Eternal for about 52 banners against this composition. So, okay, fine. Let's see. Got Ray, RJT, Malik, and Bros. That was 58. Gas, Well, no, he went up top and hit gas. We'll talk about that in a moment. What did he do on dash? 65 on dash. All right, so he motored right through that. His history had showed, so I get to talk about everything on the defense now, right? So his history showed that he liked to use CLS against dash. So I was like, I'll set dash down south, and up top, we'll set gas. And we'll see what he does with that. But he ended up taking out gas first, so I think he was pretty careful there. Good choice. I'm guessing that's where he ended up using CLS, because indeed he got 65. Against Iden troopers there was 58 banners. Against Mon Mothma, so this took him some time. He got 2 banners on the first go, and then 0 banners up. Let me see. He killed, I think it was Cara and Pow he killed. So it was Mon Mothma, Katarn, and Scout. The next 2 tries he put in, nobody died. And then he finally cleaned it up for 27. So total of 29 on that one. And then Darth Revan, BSF, HK, Set, and Nest. So let's see here. What did I get? All right, yeah, he got 1 banner on the first go. That was just Set. And then 24. He cleaned up everything else after that. But, ooh, it was rough going. Let's see here. Go down bottom. I was looking at my phone because I thought it was buzzing, and it's my wife's over at her desk. All right. Backside here. This is fun. All right, so Qui-Gon, I do believe he got 65. Yep. And then against this team, Jango, Boba, Queel, IG-11, and Zalbar. This one, he got 52. So, outstanding value there. And then Lord Vader here in the back, I think he's exhausted. I think you don't want to say he's completely out of the game, because I've seen people walk down to Lord Vader with, 12, 14, 15 attacks, and then eventually, indeed, they get through him. So, I can't say that he's down and out of the game yet, but the situation looks grim, right? So he took out 2 on the first go. Who was that? That was Royal Guard and Maul. So it was Lord Vader, Canderous, and Ninth Sister still standing. And he picked up the other 2 a couple tries later. And then it's been just Lord Vader standing tall ever since. So yeah, I put him in the back this time. This is something I don't often do. But for this opponent, I did it because looking at his history, he was just knocking them all out. All the different kinds of Lord Vader. So I said, let him earn his way to it. Maybe he struggles with something else and has to use his bounty hunters in a way he didn't expect. And then he's thinking, oh, Tassinix always sets his Lord Vader up front, so the fact that it's not here means it's not here at all. And boom, surprise. So I don't think that's what happened, because I think he might have just gotten unlucky. I don't know. But then he only killed... he killed 2 characters on the first go. That's probably something bounty huntersy. But anyway, he reserves all the right tools to go after this. He doesn't set a BAM team. He reserves BAM in case he needs it. He actually sets a Jango team very much like this. I saw this. It might actually... I think the only difference between mine and his is he had somebody else instead of Boba. But I thought Boba was just a great fit in here. And it got he got 52 banners on it? Yeah, nothing to regret. Okay, and then fleets. All right. So, against Executor, 68 banners. So, I'm thinking that is Finalizer. Against Negotiator, you got 71. Could be Rebels. Malevolence, he had a 2-shot. I'm telling you guys, Malevolence stands tall. A lot of people want to set just the standard one with Hyena, Sunfac, and Vulture up front, and it is pretty easily beaten by Rebels. Setting Vulture as a reinforcement with Spy up front and having Vulture be your only reinforcement means that it's going to be a lot tougher for Rebels to do well. You have to be a lot more careful if you're going to do it with Rebels. And even then, you also have to be slightly lucky because things could still go bad. But yeah, I've been setting this one, and out of all these fleets, it's generally Malevolence that's holding. I'm digging it. All right, so yeah, he got 4 banners on the first attempt, killing only 1 ship. I think it was Sunfac. And then Malevolence for 49 on the second, so 53. It's been a rough bit of business for our friend, yes? So let's talk about his defenses, and let's get ourselves underway. How far are we doing? How are we doing on time? All right, so up top, he's got Jango, Queel, IG-11, Zalbar, and Veteran Han. Absolutely love Veteran Han. He's so good. 353, so 383 Queel. It's pretty impressive, guys. DR Malik, Sith Marauder, Set, and Nest. So I believe this is going to be the same composition that I struggled with from his guildmate last round. I think my answer might still have to be the same, but I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll think about it before I commit. Ma Mothma, Pow, Cara, Katarn, and Hoth Rebel Scout. Nothing too crazy there. And then Dash, Kira, Young Han, L3, and Vandor. All right. So, interesting team. Does he have... He doesn't have the Omicron. That's right. We already have that graphic update, so it would show if it were there. Let's see. Down bottom, where the game begins. All right, Iden Troopers with Magma, Snow, Death, and Storm. Everybody is Relic 7. Iden herself is 8. So this is a really super jacked team. Gas, Rex, Arc, Echo 5. So 501st, Classic. Then he's got a Star Killer down. So EP, Mara Jade, Star Killer, Visas, and Kanan Jarrus. Special guest appearance. How fast? All right, 353 Mara Jade. It's nice. All right, and then we have Slacker, Hux, Crew, Relic 8 Crew, Faust, and Lobster. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, so I'm thinking this guy has to have 3 GLs stacked in the back. He's a pretty careful attacker, and given what you saw went down on squads, I am thinking he's laid something hideous for me on that back wall. So first order of business, let's restart blue stacks and get settled in. What do you guys say? Let's roll in on gas first. Get an easy dub under the belt for good luck. I just have to clear it. I think I'm in business, guys. And man, this week, I can't wait to do my remod. Everything's been jacked up with TW and all that stuff. So until all that business is behind me, I can't do my GAC remod, and that's going to be only a few characters, but wow, what a difference it'll make for options next week. It's going to include having a lot of tenacity on Thrawn. And I also have to remember to equip my higher tenacity setup to Wampa. I had it set up. I thought I locked it in. I think I jacked it up when I loaded a different hot utils profile. Okay. Gas. All right, let's start up the combat music, guys. All right, here we go. CLS, Chewie, Chupio, Han, C-3PO. All right. Yeah, as always, we're going to go after 5s first. So, how y'all doing? Happy Monday. Sorry I'm starting so early. It is not typical of me to be playing this early, but my wife has a business call this afternoon that would potentially conflict with the later portion of my normal stream time if I'm doing it in the morning. So here we are. Should try and strip turn meter off this guy. Yeah, that was the right decision. Right, we gotta do this. Very high protection stuff, right? Great time to sweep, in fact, because we'll lower all of their protections. Yeah, and we set gas. I think we're okay to do this, but I don't want to... I really don't want to take the chance, because he's not that low. Still, it'd be good to get all these... Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Okay. So... Boom. We have the tenacity right now. It's Echo we should go after next.
Yeah.
Big hit. Come on. Okay, so the only one who doesn't have translation is Han. We'll give Han translation. And we face the music. Oof. Okay. Dig it. Alright, so what is that? That's 60 banners for the opener. Alright. So against Starkiller, we're going to do GG droids, you know, the tried and true. Now I say tried and true, but it failed us last round. So, here's hoping. Now, I've seen people do this with Newt. And my understanding here is that the reason that we're doing BB-8 is that it's just the best odds of having all of our droids get a turn and hopefully establish a turn meter train by getting hits against targets who all have target lock on them. That's the main goal. I recently took my Grievous's speed up a little bit. Let me pull out the calculator. 234 divided by 0.6. So, essentially, Grievous is 390 on turn 1 because of BB-8. But that isn't fast enough to make him faster than Mara Jade, right? And what happened to us last round is Magnagar got locked down, never got a chance to take a turn, so we never got to dispel. No, we were just shorted a couple opportunities to put down target locks. So I have been seeing people use Newt here, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. Like, I feel like if you're hopelessly far behind, if you're going to just get, like, eternally lapped, maybe Newt is better, because if your strategy is, well, they're going to make, you know, they're probably going to stun lock me for a bit anyway and kill somebody, then why not have them kill somebody that can die twice? That makes sense to me. Yeah, your GG is 266. That's, yeah, if you're really pushing for speed, the reason to push GG up on speed is so that on that first turn, he could go ahead of Mara Jade. That's the big goal. Yeah. Oracle of the Union. I mostly use BB-8 if you get GG ahead of Mara Jade with him. I mean, I'm not going to have Mara Jade ahead, so that's why I ask. You know, I'm not gonna be ahead of Mara Jade here. So that's what makes me think Newt is why I see some top players using that against this comp. Because, I mean, you have two reasons to bring Newt, right? He dies twice, and you can force an enemy to burn a turn, just dispelling, extortion. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And how is his Starkiller modded? Another offense. 9200 offense. Yeah. Yeah, the rest of the team, it's true. The rest of the team will go ahead of Mara Jade, but, after Mara Jade, and before any of them. We'll see how it goes, guys. I have been doing this, but I just want to point out that there's some merit to using Newt. There have to be occasions for it, because top players would not be using it if it weren't good. Alright, we'll get a target lockdown. Okay. Alright, here we go. Alright, everybody is target locked. This is a great time to hit 5 target locked people and start going in on visas. Just keep it moving. I don't want to hit somebody with crit immunity, right? Let's not burn that. Ow. It's not very nice. Okay, dispel maybe? Okay, so what do we got here? We still have everybody good. Go ahead and pop you off then. Okay. Can't be stunned, so might as well just smash. Okay. Now we really want Visas gone. So we already have target lock on everyone. Nobody to dispel. If we basic Star Killer, now we give him crit damage down. So that's a major victory. Again, no buffs, but basic applies target lock, so we'll keep up with that. Chop, chop. Alright, next. I should have used basic there, actually. Because that would have put target lock back. It's all about the target lock maximization, party people. Okay, he's still debuffed. Alright, we'll give this guy the same treatment. Chop, chop. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 19 night. 19 night. Wrap it up. Top them off, boys. Lul 61. That's fun. That's probably one of the very best ones I've had, being over 60 banners. Usually, BB-8 is dead by now, so I'll take it. Okay. First time chatter. Outstanding. Outstanding. What's the, let's see here. There we go. Taken care of. I am resourceful. Okay. There it is. Okay, so we got that one done. Iden. So check this out, guys. It's a complete trap. It's a complete trap. If you're not checking for potency, you could get hosed. Because this fine fellow has 135% potency. Everybody has a baked-in 100% potency, assumed. So between that and this 135, it nullifies whatever you're, like if you have 100% tenacity on him, and then he gets the other 100 from the Omicron, she's still coming out ahead, which means that there's a better than even chance that she lands that daze on you, and then, you know, it's over with. You'll just get lapped to death. Now, it's true that when she does her mass assist, it does the damage before it attempts to apply the debuff. So you would gain, like my Wampa, as she's currently modded, is 100% tenacity on just from her, you know, modding and everything. So she would go up to 130, which is still underneath, you know, the potency. And I know it's not quite, you know, a straight up lineup like that, just a straight subtraction. But you don't want to have her have more potency than you have tenacity. So don't welcome that damage. Oracle of the Union. Finally got Star Killer unlocked and stuck at Relic 1. Signal data pain is sad. I feel you, man. I feel you. I am building up a horde of relic materials because I am nearing completion on my latest project. I will let you know. I will let you know. I think it won't be ready for week 3. It might be ready for week 4, though. So we'll see. Anyway, this Iden is here for business, and I won't attempt Wampa against that. I think we're going to use Triumvirate. I've enjoyed putting these guys on defense, but they haven't really done a ton. People have taken them seriously, though, and get themselves like 61, 62 banners on it. Anyway, who else did I want to bring? I guess Sith Marauder. It would either be Sith Marauder or Talon. I don't know who's actually better for the situation. It is a pretty topped-out Iden team, right? Oh, still have this sinus congestion. Ugh. Give me just a sec, guys. Let me run and go blow my nose. I don't want to blow my nose on camera with you all here, but I think this is the setup. What do you recommend health on Wampa? Well, first of all, surgical, I would say, make sure she's Relic 8, give her the best odds. 80k feels a little low. I would feel like 85k would be the minimum. But I don't really base that on a lot of data. It's just I'm trying to think that it's a lot of loss from your protection up shield. So, something to think about. That 155% tenacity seems unstoppable. I think if you... Let's think about this here. If you have your Wampa at 140% tenacity, I think that's enough. You might be able to pull some of that tenacity back and stack health instead. Because hear me out. Given that Iden's Mass Assist does the damage before it attempts the debuff, that means that you get the plus 30% tenacity from that hit, right? So you go from 140 to 170, and like the highest, the absolute highest Iden is like 160 something, like really high 160s. So, why no Wampa here? Great question. Absolutely fantastic question, Draz. So, this is the main reason. When I reloaded in my GAC set before lock-in this week, I forgot that I hadn't updated it in Hot Utils for a adjustment that I made on Wampa's mods that would have had her at 137% tenacity, but right now she's only at 100 for this week, so it's not going to cut the mustard for this one. Yeah. Yeah, Talon does make them thicker, and I probably won't use Talon anywhere else. So yeah, Draz, where I was just discussing was whether or not to use Talon or Sith Marauder here. I'll be right back, though. I've got to blow my nose. All right, we're back. Hey, Liam, what's going on? You have a crit avoidance arrow. Maybe switch to health. I would do health surgical for your Wampa because you want to give that stat gain that you get 75% max health, I believe. And then it gets doubled, I think. Or maybe that's only against a single opponent. But anyway, she gets a big health gain, and then, of course, her protection up shield is going to be based on her max health. So more health is better for that. All right, Liam. So yeah, we're just talking about this will be our third attack. We're going in on the bottom wall, and no drops so far. Our opponent had a hell of a time on our defense, so we're in a great position. We just need to clear. And I was just weighing over, what do you guys think about Talon over Sith Marauder? I say that because, well, I guess I could use Talon with something else. It might be a squandering. I don't know. Still, it'd be nice. I have lost Nihilus sometimes. Maybe Talon brings more to that. First time chat from Patriots2424. Great stream. I'm new to the game and I see people early farming Piet. Any clue why they would focus him early? I have not made a new account. My understanding, though, is that in the new leveling experience, you get pretty early access to Dark Trooper and Moff Gideon. I mean, with Piet there, you've got most of what you need, and a tank, I guess. That would be the minimum that you would need to have a pretty dangerous Imperial Trooper team very early in the game. So that's why I would see people going for it early. Because Executor is not something you worry about for a long time. Alright, I'm thinking Talon is the best chance of me holding on to Nihilus. I think I'm holding on to Sith Marauder and putting in Talon here because it would be... I have had some of my battles go pretty risky, where Nihilus gets nuked and it's just Traya and Scion holding it down. I've had Barriss get nuked. It seems like this would be a good call. So we'll do it this way. Let's pen it in. Talon. Alright, let's roll. See what happens, guys. Alright, does the 20% health? Wow. You don't see that every day. Oh, you dick. Okay. People who are debuffed. So we really want to go after Death, then Snow. There. It's not very nice. Again, not very nice. Okay, this is where we start doing Super Trooper stuff. To the Super Troopers. Yes, by all means. Oh, no stuff. Okay. Right. I'm accepting of this decision. Just outstanding. That's fine. That's very nice. You go bye-bye. Why not? This is going to be our best chance. Cycling turns now means we could start getting protection back for him. Okay, basics, I guess, will be the key. Yeah, we're probably not going to get to restore a lot of protection here. That's going to be my guess. Maybe a stun? No stun. Alright. Well, at least we're full health. Sweep's gonna do less damage. And this is probably a killing blow either way. Yep, there it is. Alright, 60. Okay, we weathered the storm pretty well there. So we didn't get low on health on anybody to the point where I felt like Talon was hugely impactful, but she did more for us than Sith Marauder typically does. Sith Marauder often gets bursted right down. So that was nice. Okay, Slacker. The tried and true JKR, JKL. This is not a trick modded Slacker like our last opponent was. He had all tenacity mods, an incredible tenacity set on his Slacker, meant to really resist the hand wave from Old Ben, right? So odds are you're not landing that ability block or the turn meter pushback. So that was kind of tough. I'm grateful for fighting something a bit more conventional here. Still clever. I liked it. And of course he had the high tenacity Hux and everything, so it could really have been punishing. BBAN Jang 2. Thank you so much for the follow, man. Good morning to you. Alright, JKR, JKL, Bastila, Hoda, and Old Ben. Okay. Let's roll. Alright, stabs. Swap. Target him. Master's Training to JKL. This. So, yeah, it is this. Because we need that damage. Okay, so we get the pushback here. That's right, we do want to go after Hux. I've made this boo-boo before, so we are going to go... Well, Hux is ability blocked, though. Is that not interesting to us? Yeah, but he could get dispelled by Lobster. So, let's go ahead and do this the proper way. Not get ourselves in trouble. Wow, that was beautiful. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Can't do much about that, I'm afraid. Alright, that's actually disastrous, right? So I need to kill him. Oh, what am I gonna do? The best move... Oh, man, this sucks. This is gonna be tough, guys. Yep. Lord, we in trouble. Lord, we in trouble. He's gonna stab here, so... Crap. Okay. Do the big hit and I'll counter red. Big hit's already done, so I think I keep this. We'll see. Alright, red, do your thing. Okay. He's gonna ultimate here. So, big heal? No, don't big heal, just basic. Alright, time to take your lumps. Alright, might have to clean this up with Geos. So, that was pretty interesting how that one went, right? That was kind of nice. Smack. Well, it's alright. Okay, so let's think about this. Basic, so he has swipe right now. Doesn't have stab. So he'll swipe first into stab, and then the Geos should be on him from there. So what's important is to not use Poggle when you're doing this cleanup. So yeah, why? So let me go ahead and comment about the drop there. All right. Comment. One drop. Mass assist onto Hux killed him. That's unusual. I often see Hux survive. So by Hux actually dying from that mass assist, it gave Red his next turn. Red did the Dispel, and after the Dispel, his basic attack that he used cleared Foresight. Did he have Foresight? Well, no. I think it just hit JKR, and then Slacker's next move was to swipe. And then Red followed that up with a basic onto JKR, and that killed him. So that means that we didn't get to do the turn where we use his leadership ability to call JKL to kill Red. So by killing Hux, that actually put us out of phase. That's what happened there. So Mass Assist onto Hux killed him, causing Red to cleanse. And basic JKR, Slacker, swipe, and Red hit JKR again for the kill. So we missed his turn to call JKR, kill Red. Alright. Happens, man. Alright, this should take care of the job, though. We'll see. Mark on red would have pushed his cooldown back, so no cleanse, and then you just JKR leader to kill... What? Oh, JKR leadership ability to kill Hux, since he was ability blocked. That is probably a better way to have played that, Oracle. Yeah. It is rare to get ability block on Hux. And I did notice that he was ability blocked. But then I was thinking that... Oh, we also had I think we also had ability block on Slacker. Well, I made the call that I made thinking that it wasn't going to kill Hux because it rarely doesn't kill Hux. Sorry. I made the call to mark him because that's what you typically do in the fight, just to ensure that you don't get surprised by Hux suddenly. Because there's two other characters that could cleanse him, and then he could reset Slacker, and then you're really, deep into the weeds. So, but I grant you, the fact that he was ability blocked, I should have targeted red, and if I knocked him out, nothing would have come of that, and then I would have been able to get around crew with JKR. So I think that's the lesson. I think that's part of the lesson there. Alright, let's wrap this one up. Alright, friend. Okay, so, yeah, let's get to it. If I let him swipe with this down, it's probably not good. Let's top everybody off, because he could potentially delete somebody. We want to smash into third into smash with this. We could stagger and set him back. This would prevent a swipe, but I don't think I'm so worried about that. If we push his turn meter back, that just bulks him up. So, that's not our goal. Oof! Man. I am glad I did that heal, because if Brute wasn't as healthy as he was, we probably would have just lost Spy right there. Although I gotta say, this is looking grim. Whew! That was a savage hit. I'm very glad I did not increase his life total by using Sunfax third. I would have put on Stagger, and then when you proc the Stagger, that pushes turn meter back, right? So it removes turn meter. Okay, so let's see here. GBA, Sunfac, Spy, Soldier, and Droideka for 36. So 4 plus 36. Alright. Not a priceless work art, but we're through the front door, yes? Yeah, Oracle. Yeah, hindsight's 20/20 for sure. But I appreciate the note. Got to be self-evaluating here. Okay, let's see this back wall that we fully anticipated, right? So, JML, JMK, and Ray. Okay. How do we want to deal with this? Okay. So, JML, Grandmaster, Cam, Jolie, Olben. I'm thinking Sith Eternal and Watt is probably going to be the way there. This team is something that I could... How do I want to deal with this one? Well, what are my options again? I got to remind myself here. So I have my own JML, but JML on JML isn't really what you're looking for. It's not the droid you're looking for, Okay. Well, let's see here. Maybe we have bounty hunters, so we have the ability to take care of Cat and then try and use something else to take it down. I guess JML would work just fine at that point. So what if I did that? And that means that against Ray, I would need a different solution, though. Yeah. Well, I have Star Killer, though, so that's the solution for Ray. Yeah, because that's a serious JML team, so I feel like Sith Eternal is still going to be the best way to deal with that. We got Ray, BB-8, RHF, RJT, and R2. So this is absolute, like, bonkers offense, right? Wow, what's the offense? Yeah, so 650 offense getting passed over. So she is definitely over 13,000 offense starting the match, like 13.1. That's pretty brawny. That is a pretty brawny Ray. Let's think about this. That team is going to move fast. It feels like it's meant to impede Starkiller, but we will have so much turn meter gain through EP that we should still move pretty freely. No tank means that R2 will attempt, will put everybody but Ray under stealth. So we would want to get our licks in on the other characters around her. But as always, we want to get her into damage immunity before her first ultimate. Because things can get real messy after that. Now we could JML this, right? Let's actually map out the rest of this. So, because it's this very high health cat, let's inspect that again real quick for those of you who weren't here at the very start. 121,000 health. Alright, that paired with Padme means that the protection up her unique would give cat, it's not something you want to try and bull your way through using JML. So that's out of the question. So it's JML against either JML or Ray. Now, I can see the case for Ray, but that means that JMK needs a different solution. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I think the way that I'm seeing forward here is we can either Sith Eternal. So if we Sith Eternal JMK, I've used GG for JML that I could use on JML. And I also set gas. So I feel like I have to use Sith Eternal here. Yeah, that feels like the right thing to do. So that means that this should be EP, Mara Jade, Starkiller, Besis, and Mace. And then JMK Cat feels like a two-shot. That's probably going to be Aurra, Zam, Bosk, Grief, Mando, and then JML, Cam, I don't know, Ezra, Grandmaster, and someone. We'll figure that out in a minute. So I think that's our plan for dealing with the hardcore back wall. Yep, Drez, yep, we came to the same conclusion. All right, I see here in the chat. Yep, Bounty Hunters plus JML. Yep. Is my JML faster? If so, it seems like an easy mirror. I don't think so. 545? I think mine's 541. No, 540. So, no. No. God, I gotta farm up some better potency mods. That's actually what I'm doing. So, okay. Let's figure out top side now. So, against Darth Revan. Alright, he's got Malik in there, so I can't try and do shenanigans with Wampa on that one. So that'll be Veers, Dark, Piet. I mean, we could use Gideon. What, we have Death. Death we want. And then it would be either Range or Gideon. I guess with Death Trooper in the mix, I'm not so worried about range, right? We have 2 sources for Daze and Death Mark. So I don't care if we get additional attacks. As long as Nest is dazed, what actually stacks up her offense and everything is when she's countering, right? I think that's the way it works. Okay, just completely lay an egg on me, game. There you go. She gains the crit chance. Okay, yeah. Oh, whenever an enemy loses a buff or debuff, Nest gains the crit. Okay, so we don't do anything to prevent her offense stacking by keeping her dazed. And by using range, that means we would be necessarily charging her up more. But ideally, she's going to be stunned, right? She's going to have... We're going to have all of our stacks from Emperor's Trap. She'll get daze on her early, which means that the next basic that comes from Death Trooper should stun her. What kind of and this isn't a full tenacity nest, which, will count our blessings. Okay, 145%. It's not pushing 180, right? We've got that on our side. All right, Mom Mothma here. Let me just check Katarn's potency real quick. Okay. All right, it's not too terrifying. I think that we're safe to use Wampa here on Mom Mothma, so I will do that. Yeah, we don't have HK in there to punish us, so I might as well have range. And then I have Gideon for some kind of Empire cleanup team, right? I have Darth Vader, I have Tarkin, I have Thrawn, so there's the bones of a good cleanup there. Matter of fact, that might be how we deal with this Jango team up there, right? Yeah, I like that. That's sounding clever. Let's pen that in, actually. It's like Tarkin, Darth Vader, Gideon, Thrawn, and Shore Trooper? That sounds good. And then Dash. What was I gonna do for Dash? I do have to think about that. I know I've done Night Sisters in the past and only had it work for me once. We have Bad Batch, I guess. How's that gonna work? Have to do Bad Batch with Shaak T, right? Yeah. Bad Batch with Shaak T would mean that after we get hit by... It would do the damage before it applies the debuffs, right? That's how it should work. So that means that Shaak T should gain the turn meter, and then she can go next and hand off a turn to Echo, and then we're off to the race, right? So I'm thinking that might be the way to do that. That would be Hunt, Bad Batch Echo, Tech, Wrecker, and Shaak. I do believe that's going to work. Patriots. So this is the GAC game mode. Yes, sir. This is what I'm here for, man. This is your personal, one-on-one arena. You get 3 matches a week. This is fun. What do you get for winning and losing? Winning a round gets you 900 crystals. Losing a round gets you 200 crystals. So you can understand there's a big incentive to win your rounds. And they added all these crystals into GAC and took them out of the daily squad arena. So if you're trying to earn crystals free, and be free to play as best as possible, you have an incentive to get good at GAC because those wins add up fast. Think about that. I mean, I would have to win literally 5 times Well, no, you'd have to. It takes 5 losses to add up to a amount of crystals that surpasses 1 win, right? 200 versus 900. Wow. Something to think about. All right, so we can probably do that Bad Batch thing here. It seems like it won't be too risky. So how about it, guys? Okay, and against... This is going to be 380 something? 383. Gideon is 372, so plus 30, so 402. So we're safely ahead. I think we've got a recipe for dealing with that. Alright, let's go ahead and do Darth Revan. That's like my... This is the most concerning fight, I would say. Because you need things to line up just so. Death and range. Yeah, I think we've got a great plan for using Gideon, though. I like this usage. Okay, guys. Let's get to it. Okay. Start. Amp turn meter. I could throw the grenade, but the grenade could crit and make Malak taunt, and that's no good for anybody. So I'm actually going to basic, even though it feels gross. But it could actually set Darth Revan's turns back, right? We could prevent him doing insanity, but then we could still get stuck on Malak and everything can go tits up, so that's why you don't do that. Alright, hopefully we get some kind of assist magic here, and something. This is the mistake I made last time, not doing this Grand Slam, so I am going to do this. It does mean that Veers could be stunned. You know what, though? We have pretty high turn meter here, don't we? We got a turn coming up with Piet and with Dark Trooper, so maybe I just toe the line in basic here. We don't have too much damage done, though, and we still have this defense up. It's kind of a pain. I don't know, man. I don't want to get stuck behind taunts. I've got to try and... I've got to hope. I've got to hope. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. That's no good. Alright, that's good. That's real good. Please tell me this is a kill? Nope, it's not a kill. We're in trouble. This would be a great time to throw this, wouldn't it? Jeez. No, it's time for the stun. Or for the basic, rather. Okay, we got turn meter. That means that we can come over and start to damage you. That's a good call. Okay, another chance for a Grand Slam. We don't want to do Malak because we don't have a lot of stacks. We have a lot of turn meter coming up, though. So, good odds. Good odds on us putting him down. Okay. That's hot. We can do a basic here, but that's probably going to force Malak to do a drain. Better than hitting Malak, though. Better than hitting Nest. Alright, so we have to take a drain here. Jeez. So, our turn meter situation looks good. He can only do that once. Could just... Deathmark Darth Revan? Okay. Alright, a basic over here is just one retaliation. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Okay, so this is it. This is really the chance to put him down. Okay. Well, that was fun. 9 stacks of this. Let's see if we can't get a daze. And now we're going to put it on auto basic, right? Yeah, it's going to be a little while for him to have death mark, so we're just playing for time now. Got a minute to win it. Yep, still with that. Might as well have you do this. Set your cooldowns back. Daze, get the stun, great. Okay. Next turn, that's fine, basic, come on, give me that death mark. Okay, there it is. Into the sunset we go. Oh! Come on, you bastard. Come on. There's the stun, come on. Get him. 20 seconds. Come on. Oh, God. Don't you hoe me out like this, Nest. Don't you hoe me out like this. Pop. All right. We'll take it. Oh, my God. All right, 61. That had to be very carefully decided, and, you know, here's the thing. The difference between this composition, I think, and our opponent's last round was that he had a Relic 9 set. Relic 9 set really made that hard for me. Because I did what I did here, and I used that basic on the first turn with Veers, whereas even though I think I would have been, you know, probably stuck behind Malik for some time, by not doing the smash on that Relic 9 set, I wasn't able to kill anybody, and then I got locked up behind Darth Revan taking a bunch of turns, and we got lapped and blown out and killed nobody. So, against that Relic 9 set, I don't know, man. I feel like I probably want to have Stark. That's what I think. Yeah. Alright, let's think about the next one. Let's do Wampa here. This should be just pure fun, right? Let's drop him in, have him do God's work. Get to stepping, young lady. I really need to switch failure to someone else. Smackdown here. You always want to do that smackdown before you do the other ability. Don't get caught out with that. Oh yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn against comps like that. Interesting, Northern. Remind me why I needed to switch failure to someone else, Draz. Oh shit. How's that next turn coming along, lady? Jeez. That's not good. I mean, we're not going to get dazed or nothing, but still. Smack. Okay. Alright, it all feels good now. Go ahead. Keep on keeping on, young lady. Put the punishment down. No, but for real though. Ooh, that hit is so huge. Jeez. Okay. When it's solo nest, Dark's animation is much longer than the other imp, so it just wastes time and it doesn't provide any benefit. Good call. Alright, that's fair. Where's that middle, young lady? Jeez. Okay. Let's get that next turn in. Come on. Kick the shit out of him. Smack him. There it goes. Okay. Back on it. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I've got to get into that habit. Once it's down to solo nest, that's something worth remembering. Oh, she ornery. Oh, that's so much fun. What's that next turn? Gotta make sure you do the smack every chance you can. The endless crush. And I'm telling you, she is just here to take people down, to camp Slap-a-Ho. Telling you what. Alright, still got a minute 14. Let's get through it here. That's right, it is the Wampa that doesn't end, Northern. It sure is taking a while, though, I'll say that. Come on, guys. 30 seconds, come on. Don't you dare lose me this fight. Bitch, how are you always having potency? You need to not have potency, just for frickin' once. Well, that was ludicrous, wasn't it? Alright. Wampa, comment. One drop, timeout. Cara always had potency up. Counter attacks ensured. She was always respawning, then having potency up. So that was what the kids refer to as fucking dumb. It'll be easy to clean up, so I'll use pretty much anything. Let's go ahead with the rest of the plan first. I want to see how this Empire thing's going to pan out. So Tarkin, Darth Vader, Thrawn, Gideon, and Shore. So we reset with Gideon, who's 372, so fast enough to do the job. Yeah, that's the problem, Ghosteld. Let me know if I'm wrong, but there wasn't a point in the entire battle where she didn't have potency up. Like, there wasn't. Or if there was, I was forced to counterattack into her, then, you know, I don't know. No, that would have killed her. No, there was no point where she didn't have potency up. What are you going to do about it? Maybe she... I don't think she was one of them that got revived, Draz, maybe. We'll see. It's possible. I was distracted chatting with you fine people. Hey, Sweens. Good morning to you, sir. How's it all going? Yeah, it's unfortunate the way that panned out, guys. I mean, sometimes you get hoed out. But anyway, who are we looking to kill first? Best kill is probably Queel, but I don't know if we could one-shot Queel. Let's think about how it would work. It would be Moff Gideon, reset, and then ideally it would be Vader who goes... No, it'll be Thrawn who goes next. Thrawn's faster. So we could lock down Zalbar. That's a good one. Yeah, so no counterattack risk. We would blow up Veteran Han so we don't risk getting ability blocked ourselves. And then just try and do as much damage as we can, because dots are going to get dispelled by IG. So that's the one downside of this, is that whenever IG gets a turn. So, yeah, that is a problem. Being a debuff-dependent team. How are we looking so far, Sweens? I think we're going to be okay. I just need to probably ensure that I kill Queel, though. Queel's the big engine. 59,000 health. I really do wonder if we could just straight delete him. So the downs, how are we doing overall, Sweens? Pretty good. We only had a couple drops. We had what turned out to be a misplay. I should have targeted red when instead I targeted Hux. Now, how often do you find yourself saying that? But I had one drop here on Slacker. Otherwise, we were clean. We've got 3 GLs to deal with in the back, so we'll be getting to it. And then we just used Wampa here on Mon Mothma, and we just got in a loop where Cara did not have Potency Up, and I kept having to counterattack into her, kill her, she comes back, she gets Potency Up, rinse, repeat, timeout. So I'll clean this up with literally anything. But yeah, it's complete horseshit. And then I was just talking about how I'm going to deal with this dash. Or this Jango. What is the rest of the plan, though? How fast is this one? 269 compared to 266. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So I don't actually want that drama. 278. Actually, you are the fastest of the bunch. So Jango on his first turn is going to sweep. I was just thinking, what if I just bad batched this? Where did I have bad batch committed? Well, that was going to deal with this dash team. So, yeah, I can't actually... Well, I could actually outrun this dash team, couldn't I? How interesting. Because dash is what? Maybe we do a swap here. Because I'm just... The worry about using this Empire team here is that IG-11 is going to just get rid of all of our debuffs. Why do I want that, you know? If I can avoid that drama. So 352. So 372. So exactly as fast as my Gideon is before he has Tarkin's leadership. So certainly we could use Vader here, lock down L3. Yeah, that's actually looking better and better. And that actually means what? We could use just the full bad batch here. No, you know, let's think about it. We won't be faster than this Queel. Queel's going to go first. Then Jango's going to do his fire sweep. He's the next fastest. So if we have Shaak T in the mix, let's think about it. Like all these other effects, I'm hoping that Jango's fire sweep does its damage before it applies the fire. Because when Jango is the lead, enemies that are burning can't gain bonus turn meter, so that would break the idea of using Shaak. But I still believe that the damage happens first, right? In which case, Shaak T would be able to go next and get Echo moving. Good to melt through that thick IG. It's true. It's true. Yes, Bad Batch does have a lot of power for this. Hey, Sir Loki, good morning. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, this has been a hell of a week, but you know, I picked up a couple good lessons. Maybe you'll see me week 4 up towards the top 10. I'll have to push my way back up there next week, but I'm 56 right now, so if I win this, I'm guessing somewhere in the 30s, very high 20s at best. Not the worst position, but not ranked 12 like where we started out the week. We gotta push our way back up there. Okay, I'm liking the Vader team solution for this dash better and better as we talk about it. So Tarkin, Darth Vader, Thrawn, Gideon, and Shore. Yeah, Thrawn's good. Gideon's essential. Shore Trooper makes a lot of sense. They have a Dispel here with Cara. So who's my... I have to kill Vandor. That's the priority kill target. Everybody else should just be getting ability blocked. I think that's going to be the game plan. So what I'll do is after Gideon does the turn meter reset, I'll have Vader use Merciless Massacre and then Crush onto L3, because L3 is going to dispel itself anyway, and then I should be able to motor through and ability block all these guys and maybe finish Vandor with the big hit. Because we have to get one Crush out there so that I can do the big hit on Vandor. And then I guess we're just biding our time, right? They won't do a lot of damage because Gideon's there. Yeah, I like it. Alright, let's roll. And a 1. And a 2. Oh, no ability block. That's boo-boo. 3. Crush. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. That's right. All of the speed gains for Darth Vader from Empire allies. So what does that mean? Another ability block over here before we get to the magic. It feels like turn meter swap with Vader is a really good move, but anything that's going to be able to let me get it dash directly here before he takes his turn is probably the best thing. Okay. Debuffs down. 50%, 100% chance to remove 50% turn meter. We got the potency. Yeah. Hey, guys. Boy, do I dig that. Okay, again, no point in really trying to kill dash while Vandor yet lives, so let's not waste our time. Maintain our taunt. Take our lumps with that. That part sucks. That part sucks. Fortunately, they do very little damage, so... Yeah, not landing that ability block on dash was unfortunate. And then having daze now is going to be tough. Okay. Back with this one. Okay, finally got the ability block. That's a good one. Okay, you just have to get like dead in. Okay, this is good. Now we're in a position to chain murder people like this one. Okay. Guys, we're out of the muck. There exists the potential that we could finish this with full banners if I'm careful. Let's think about it. 4 days is probably better. Crush is a good thing, I guess. Actually, just basic you. And... just basic you. You just taking a bunch of turns doesn't really concern me. This, getting reset, they're already low. There's no reason for that. Still 2 minutes. Let's not take it for granted and be too greedy. Okay. Let's armor shred this guy. Yep, just beat his ass. There it is. Alright, minute and 26 to kill this tank. Good, good. Thrawn, I just want you to do one thing for me, Thrawn. Try and top him off. Okay. Not likely to happen, but it's okay. Yeah. There it is. Alright, it's close. Yeah, I didn't want to risk it in those final seconds, because I think we weren't going to get that extra banner for sure. But still, all's well that ends well, right? Okay, 64 is damn fine. Damn fine. And here I was thinking, you know, damn, I'm not going to make use of Darth Vader today. Okay, we've got Jango. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, I think the Bad Batch idea is going to work. It has to. Okay. And then we would shred them pretty much immediately after that. So here's hoping. There's the fire sweep. Yep. We're in trouble, guys. Okay, we're lucky we didn't get ability blocked, but it turns out that the turn meter down, or the prevent turn meter, is effective immediately. Okay, AoE ability block is probably great to get out of here, if we can. But there's about to be a bunch of turns going down, so that's going to be fun. No bonus turn meter for anybody because of all the fires. So that's absolutely... The counters, I forget about. The retribution. I forgot about that. That was funny. Definitely take our shot. Oh, man, we got Queel. What is this? my greatest fear now is that they might die just too fast. Okay. Is there anyone we might top off? I guess we can top off Tech. You know? Okay, so we learned a couple things. First of all, the fire from Jango is applied before the damage. So that stopped our Shaak T from being able to kick us off. So that's one lesson. Second lesson is Retribution just devoured these people. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, 62 that was. Okay. I'm actually still going to put a comment on it though, so I don't forget. Jango's fire applies before the damage it does, so Shaak was not able to kick us off. But Shaak T was integral to our victory. If we had not had Shaak T there, we wouldn't have had the retributions, and then we were at huge risk for them to start taking their turn loop. That fortuitous retribution just annihilated Zalvar, and man, it made the other characters so low. That was fantastic. It was poetry in motion, Sweens. Indeed it was. Alright, First Order. I'm thinking I'm just going to clean this up with any old First Order thing. That's going to be... So you can apply healing immunity. You do buff immunity, you do big hits, and you're just a cool fellow. So what's important here is getting TIE Fighter Pilot to do its special. And then we should be cool, right? Alright, that's going to be the game plan for cleaning that up. Phasma, Kylo, FO, TP, and Fox, and Foo. Oh, yeah. Only Cara, Mothma surviving. Alright, so that was 3 on the first attempt then. Bad Batch was Shaak versus Qui-Gon Jinn. If you think that you need the... if you think that you need Shaak T, otherwise, I just use the regular Bad Batch versus Qui-Gon. Oh no, there's no Qui-Gon. It was against a Jango team. Yeah. Oh yeah, if you're asking if that's feasible, I mean, certainly that would work, but I think normal Bad Batch is probably better budget. It depends. Like, are you going to be able to go first? That's really the determinant there. All right, guys. Phasma, let's make this work. Boop, boop, boop. Man, we are at 74 subscribers, guys. I have a goal. I don't think I have it pinned on the screen, but I have a goal. It says 100. Okay, thank you for taking all of your turns. All right. That's 3 turns. You sure you wouldn't like to go for more, asshole? Alright, there's no reason for me to do anything but this first. You have advantage, buff immunity, and health down. That's what we need to get the job done. You not taking turns is going to be super hot. There it is. That's the end of the fight. Alright. Alright, 38. 3 plus 38. Right, through the top gate. What do we got up here? Alright, man after my own heart. I expected this. Executor, so we will use Finalizer against Malevolence. So he's running with Soldier up front, not Spy. So that means that Spy's going to be called out ahead of Vulture. So this team's really lacking for offensive chops. And then you've got... interesting. He's got this JKA team. So... usually you're setting this comp this way. This is very old-fashioned. You're usually setting this comp because you're expecting... you're expecting Clone Sergeant to come out first. So let's think about how to line that up. And then Negotiator. So this Negotiator, I'm pretty confident we could just dumpster with Empire. Yeah, I mean, we could take Chimera against that, right? And then Malevolence, we could do Rebels. So, you know, it's a little risky, usually, if there's only one reinforcement. Because Vulture is actually kind of a low reinforcement priority. Some people will set down the team that's Hyena, Sunfac, and Spy, and then have Soldier and Vulture. And I've done that in the past, too. And sometimes it's been advantageous for Soldier to come out first, but indeed, Soldier always comes out ahead of Vulture. And if you're actually trying to trap Rebels, you would want Vulture to be the only reinforcement, so that, you know, after Millennium Falcon does its wiggle and gets rid of the buzz droid that Hyena just put on it, in comes Vulture for the punish, right? So, this can be easily beaten by Rebels. Both of these can be beaten by... So who's the better usage of Empire? Well, when I cleanse all the debuffs from this fleet, we'll be will be ability blocked on our Empire dudes, which is more consequential for the Empire fleet than it is for Rebels. Rebels can do a lot with just basics. If indeed there's a clone sergeant here, we would still have to pound through it if I used Rebels here, whereas Empire can just target Anakin and take him out. So I think that is the way I'm going to do it. Alright. Let's do a restart. It's been a while. Not invite the bad juju at this point. Bundles! Bundles galore. Alright. Back to it. So, how are we going to deal? Let's take out these squads. Let's get about our business down here. Alright, so against Rey, we're going to do Starkiller. Now, do you guys know of any particular threat, increased threat to Starkiller by having, you know, these two droids in here? Obviously, they're going to get out pretty quick, and then that's going to synergize well with RJT. So, it's definitely a quick team. BB-8 getting to Illuminated Destiny is probably disastrous. Yeah, man, I don't know what I might end up having to clean that up if this doesn't work for any reason. I don't know, man. Starkiller. Jesus. What's the plan for Sith Eternal? Sith Eternal is going to be used on JML. He's got a JML comp with Cam and Grandmaster, Jolie. It's got all the fixins, you know? So you want to come correct. Okay. So we're still going to stun Finn off the bat. Yeah, BB-8 won't have taunt. Or is it actually... Let's think about it. It might be better to stun BB-8 first. There's actually a couple different ways this can go. So Finn's going to do his swap first. He's going to swap to somebody. So it's not going to be Resistance Hero Finn, which is what we're typically worried about. Yeah. It might be better to just stun BB-8. Having BB-8 take the least possible turns seems like a good choice. But isn't he going to start with Foresight? I think if he does, we'll go after Finn. Otherwise, BB-8, locking him down, seems like a good call. What do you guys think? Typically, it's Resistance Hero Finn because you don't want the swap thing going back and forth where he swaps and then he can do his bombs, and it's a hell of a lot of damage. And a mass assist besides. Actually, I guess that kind of answers it. I really don't want the mass assist. Alright, so we have to just try and control BB-8 through other means. We'll see what we can do. R2's going to be a pain in the ass. We'll have Starkiller's AoE that will take the stealth off of everyone, so that's nice. Glad we picked up that Omicron. That's a kill order, BB-8, Finn R2, but who are we stunning with Mara Jade on the first turn? That's the question. Stun Finn, who we would normally do if there were a Resistance Hero Poe here, or should we take the opportunity to stun BB-8 and, you know, minimize the amount of time it gets to stack up towards Illuminated Destiny? Because if I screw up here, we're in deep crap, guys. Real deep crap. So this has to be done just right. You know what? Here's the answer. The answer has to be Finn, because I believe Finn's grenade cleanses debuffs from allies. There it is. So it would take the stun off anyhow, and we really don't want the cleanse. So that's the real answer. All right, guys, let's get underway. That's some horse shit. Alright, so we got people... So she didn't get any debuffs. That's fun. Right, you don't have stagger either, so that's great. No staggers. So let's go ahead and pop this stagger A. Let's see here. Stagger B. Yeah. Okay, so probably want to use a special here because we can use the immunity on Mace, but Mace is about to... No, he should keep it, right? Let's do this. We can basic... I don't want to get counterattacked, so I'm just going to basic... Actually... Yeah, that's another good one. She's getting too close to an ultimate, so I really need to do this. That's a good one. Come on, young man, you're almost there. Come on, young man, almost there. There it is. That's the golden one. Okay, so another opportunity to use a basic of some kind. Okay, so no bad juju. Okay, so let's get the inspirations off of her. That's a good move. I think we can put Shaak on people, so why not? Okay, we're still unleashed. Having this here is probably good. We can have another damage immunity, right? Let's do that. Let's have a damage immunity for Mace's sake. Basic. Everybody's still locked down, so more basic. Come on, let's take our lumps. Alright, he dropped the damage immunity, so that sucks ass. Might as well just basic. We can't really do more shenanigans right now. Come on, finish the job, man. Let's go. Smack. Okay, here we go. Do I have a victory, people? Let's just do this. Might as well. Okay. Boy, that's just perfect. So dead and down and out of the game. Not even getting the chance to ship her, right? Oh, that's fun. Wow, I think we got a good thing going here with this, guys. I'm getting practiced in this one now. Okay, see? Yeah, see? I'm actually gonna wait now. That's gonna be fun. We'll wait for her to take her turn. Yeah, we gotta wait for both of these guys to take their turn. That's right, I forgot about all that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. How about it, friend? Take that turn, take that turn. Alright, here we go. Now we get to have some fun. Come on! Oh, don't hold me out like this, guys. The dark healing, deal physical damage to all enemies, gain health. Aw, we didn't even get to ship! That sucks! I mean, fine, we'll take the W, but man, I got robbed of my chance to ship. Still, that one went real nice, guys. Okay. I am definitely getting more practice with that. Basic, kill Ray, bring the ship. Yeah, we know. Yes, yeah, I missed you guys' comments because I had to focus. I know I've timed out on this fight, so I couldn't pay too much attention to chat. Should have shipped when JTR was in damage immunity. Would have saved banners. That's right, because you get protection back, right? That's a good lesson. So there was still an error. I would have picked up some banners. Not critical for this fight because our opponents had a lot of drops on my defense. Not critical for this matchup, but I shouldn't be in the habit of leaving any money on the table. So good call. Good call, Drez. Should have pulled down the ship even though it really wouldn't have amounted to anything except filling up protection on people. Okay, so JMK... The only path forward is to snipe out Cat and then clean this up with JML. So, let's get about that. Aurra, Zan, Bosk, Reef, Mando. It's JMK, so the one thing we must not do is use Taunt on Bosk's first turn. We don't have an R2 here or a Mace to pop in with a random stun or ability block on Bosk, so we've got that going for us. Nothing too tricky here, I think. We just have to kill Cat, and then they'll wipe us out, and we should be good. Alright, here we go. Alright, mass assist. We'll take as many hits as we can, boys. These all count as hits, so throw them out. Okay. Good God. Alright, Cat, gone. And that's it. Anything else we get from here is gravy, and spoiler alert, it won't be much. Let's see, he used his middle. He's got a basic. I wonder if I might try and pull a cooldown. Might as well heal up. Okay. He's gonna do what? Won't matter so much. What's he gonna do? Not worried about it. He's gonna ultimate there. So he's gonna ultimate, then he's gonna third off of that. So he would just need to get one more turn after this. Not probable. Not probable, I would say. But possible. Who's got next turn meter? Ahsoka. There it is. Well, you can't beat that. He just burned his third. Absolutely perfect. So we killed Cat only as planned. Also managed to pull JMK's third just before fight ended. Alright. Alright, so we have JML to deal with that. We know we'll be okay. Against this team, so let's see here. You guys think that just C Watt is enough for this? So, Old Ben, Joe Lee, they're negligible. We have to link JML. We'll link Cam, because he's a serious heavy hitter. I don't like the idea of Armor Shred getting stacked up. And there's no benefit to going light, right? What about tanks, Darksiders? How about you? So, this tune, if absolutely nothing else, would soak an Armor Shred ahead of Sith Eternal. The question is whether or not that's needed. Oh, armor? Well, I mean, armor is nice. We certainly can bring her. And I guess I'm not going to use her anywhere else, so why the hell not? In which case, I should probably bring another tank. Enter Pigman. It's a pig! Piggy. Okay. So, the game plan would be tank tech and Beskar armor. So, that should work. Man, I can't believe I forgot that about ship. That fight was almost perfect. If I dropped that ship, I would have had, I don't know, probably like a 63 on that. I will remember. Okay, so we don't go for the third stack of armor here. There's no need. It's kind of gravy that she's even here, I think. But why the hell not? C, Watt, Gar, Arm, Pig. Let's have that, folks. Piggy. Man. This is cool, guys. This is really cool. You guys are really making my year. We got 45 viewers right now on a Monday morning. And if I can get up to an average of 75 viewers, I can make a run for partner. That is a hell of a goal, man. Okay, so Cam hits harder, but Grandmaster charges faster. You know what? That's fine. We'll just go with him. Gotta squeal! Piggy! I'm not very good at my piggy. Okay, so we got ability blocked. Yep. It's tough, man. It's tough to get ability blocked. Oh yeah, she just got Stone Aged. Well, she'll never have a chance to Beskar. So, entirely, you know, I mean, we're keeping the focus off of Sith Eternal, which is what my initial concern was. I guess I'm okay with that. We really could do this, I guess. Give Piggy a little more time on this good Earth. Oh, Piggy. We hardly knew you. How about it, Beskar lady? We could do the relink here in a moment. So, if I'm going to do the relink anyway, I don't have a lot of incentive to go after anyone else. Yeah, let's save this. Ah, yeah, and you're still a turn out of phase. Piggy's gone. Piggy's all gone. Oh, man. Don't worry about the relink. All right. Take your word on it, friend. Yeah, it'll do super heavy damage. That's not very nice, now is it? And then you, my friend, will die to pretty much anything. You get lamed. Alright. Auto's a good place for you to be for now. Good him. Ho 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 ho! That's pretty cool. I don't see that every day. What an asshole move. Complete dick. That was fun. Alright, Sith Eternal. Alright, 53. That was fun. Alright, JML for the cleanup. Well, hey, sweet girl. Welcome back. I've picked up my daughter from preschool. She just parades into the office like she owns the place. She owns the place. Let's see. So I think this is going to be our ticket here, guys. We'll charge up Ultimate, quick, get around the taunts, and go after Padme. That'll be the goal. Yeah, Jolie here's nice. Okay, let's wrap this one up. And then fleets for the closer. Okay. So we could slap here. And we can buff spread here. Okay, and we start with the coin magic, I believe. We don't need to set his cooldowns back yet. So. Can't gain ability. Oh, that's right, we can't gain... Can't gain turn meter with JMK, that's true. Again, just a basic, if you please. More calling to friends. Okay. The ultimate. Start to do the do. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. Okay, we don't take any risks. We could actually probably finish you right now. And it really should be Padme that we go after. Ooh, this is a very valuable slap too. Up, up. Nice. Dig that. Okay. She's a kill target. Let's go ahead and get armor shred on her, because she's actually going to be somewhat difficult to get through. So it doesn't even need to do attacks out of turn. Yep. Okay. We have the opportunity to Stone Age. That's nice. All right, so we got rid of the first life there. Love of God. Okay. This should be called on to pretty much anyone else, if you please. There's the good one. Alright, we're in business now. Let's get around to everybody. Okay, more setback. He's actually going to ultimate shake that off, isn't he? Let's just try and kill her. Yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, a little bit of healing action there. Damage. Okay. Can't be hit. Okay. This guy with his evasion just completely cracked out with that. Just basic here. I don't need to do anything crazy. Okay, that was nice. I can see that off. It's a big hit. There. Alright, down and out of the gate. Let's get everybody healed up. Nice. Just basic. Alright. 39. Okay, so 1 plus 39. It'll do. We're through all the squads, and if we clear the fleets, we've got the dub. Alright, Executor. Finalizer time. Right. Okay, got this one, and then what? I want to say it's Consular. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way, guys. Okay. Oh, you know what? You know what? I just noticed something. I'm not paying attention. This is a very rebelsable composition. You notice that? So how would I wish to prefer, how do I prefer to go after that? Yeah, there's a lot of damage up front there. Let's move this around a bit. Think about it. Home 1, definitely for Executor now. Because they ran IG2K up front, so we can just shred that. Malevolence. Finalizer feels like a risky bit of business against the Malevolence. Let's think about that. The first reinforcement's going to be Spy. A Spy could hit us, and then we're down and out of the game. Finalizer versus Negotiator. So we would be trying to nuke down Anakin and force unending loyalty and then get to our first reinforcement. So what happens when we end up taking the AoE from Negotiator? Are we stuck? How do we do that? How do we deal with that? I have to think about this. Yeah, Draz, sorry, I just saw your comments in chat. I'm not sure what you're saying not to do, but I'm thinking Rebels against Executor is going to be fine. I don't need them right now, but I do want to know. Okay. Let's think about it. Yeah, he might not be really done. You're about to finalize. Yeah, that's right, Draz. Yeah, I noticed as well that was an IG2K. I'm like, no wait. Yeah, we'll Rebels that. So I guess I'm gonna Finalizer this Malevolence because I can deal with buzz droids better than I can deal with mass days. I think that's gonna be the ticket. So the question is, do I start with Echelon up front in that matchup? Or do I just Raddus this Malevolence thing? And then use Finalizer to clean up? Okay, well I think I'm pretty set on Home 1 and Chimera here. Home 1 for Executor, Chimera for Malevolence. I have to think about this answer for Malevolence though. Or, sorry, for Negotiator. Alright, so... Alright, let's go ahead and do the Rebels here. Knock this one out. Should be pretty straightforward. No need to bring along something like Ebon Hawk here, because we're going to cut through it so fast. So maybe just these. Cap ship check. Yeah, good call, Lorelei. Thank you for that. Good call. Yeah, Hux isn't a good leader here. Appreciate it, Dress. Thanks. Good looking out, guys. Alright, we probably won't get to Ghost, so the question is, bring Ghost, bring no ship, or actually do bring along... So, I don't see myself needing, I might keep Ebon Hawk for use against Malevolence. Because it could be helpful to pull a spy out of taunt and then put buff immunity down. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright. Let's do that. So we'll take the Long Ghost just in case. I doubt there will be such a case. But, yeah, let's do it. Everything looks good. Let's roll. Let's see here. The basic will kill. Mass assist will come. We can wiggle into basic here. But why take any risks? Just finish off the damn ship. Basic over there. We can mass assist here. So far, so good. Kick the shit out of him. Ow. Damn. All that shit wasn't even necessary. No ability. Okay, that's fair. Let's do this into this. Okay, got that going for us. Ooh, almost had him too. Almost had him. Alright, Houndstooth comes off the bench. Alright. We could delay a turn and heal our bigs. It feels like the right move. Why sacrifice our tank for free when he's been doing so well for us? Yeah. Yeah, I don't regret that. Maybe we kill... There we go. We took care of Xanadu there. Might as well call a big hit in. Okay, we didn't actually get anything. That's always fun. Back under stealth with you, friend. We're just going to basic here, because the next move... Yep, that would have dispelled it right there. That was the right call. Let's talk about flooding the board. Let's get Phantom in. Just a basic, if you please. Get rid of that. Now wiggle into basic. Okay. Just stuck here for a year, I guess. No breaches on deck, so we actually get to call in Cassian here and take out you. Technically speaking, I should have been targeting Boba, but that's okay. Go ahead and put the target lock back up. Let's go ahead and get the defense penetration up on everybody. Basic, and let's get to stepping on him. Nothing to... Yeah, we can just dispel the protection ops, go for a big hit. Starting to get it as real life here, so that's fair. Come on. Let's go, buddies. We can actually do another big heal here on Biggs. For the sake of the banners, right? Nice, nice. Almost there. Maybe a call there? No, that might have done it. I was hoping for it. Man can dream. Wow, look at that. 72. That is slick. Alright. Thank you, Lorelei. How you been? You know, how's the season going for you? Where you at these days? Been climbing in general? What's new with you? All right. Finalizer can get punished by Clone Sergeant. Much less of a problem for Chimera, so that is why I'm going to do that. Okay. Decent. You won your last 2 GACs and last round took first overall. Nice job. Damn, good stuff. It's 512. Hey, man, I don't know if I told you last time, but I got the full clear. You did say that, and he destroyed everything but ships. I don't think he wants to win. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's a better time than ever to be good at ships. Alright, you know, you think you want TIE Fighter here, because TIE Fighter goes so well with Chimera. Well, we'll see. I don't think I'm going to bring TIE Fighter. I don't think we're going to get so far as all that. But it could be useful. He might be more useful than Reaper, to be honest. Nah, I think we're good as we are. 3 ships reinforcement. So that's Plo 5s, and Ahsoka. No clone sergeant. Yep, I think we're good. I can't believe it, guys. It's actually snowing outside. It's almost May. It's like... It is April 18th right now. It is snowing outside. So, live your life. You apply that with basic gear. Great. Force that. It's all good. It's all good. Take our lumps. Now we call in Interceptor. So we get the debuffs off of us. We target Anakin. We use third. And now we hunt him to the end of days. Good, good. Okay, we don't need to dispel anything, so let's just basic. Oof, God, that sucks. Just basic for the kill. Not do anything crazy. Let's start hitting... let's get foresights out. Yeah, spreading foresights is spicy. Okay, that's alright by me. We'll do third here, strip some turn meter off while we're in the neighborhood. Put up a new target lock. Let's hit the target lock target. Again, no debuffs really to dispel. We haven't had that. We'll dispel turn meter off of you for sure. That is nice. That is real nice. Okay, we take our lumps. Gauntlet will take care of that for us shortly. Nice. Deleted. Emperor Shuttle comes in. Let's take care of Darth Vader. Dispel all this junk. Yeah, dispel target lock and deal 50% more damage. I don't need to deal more damage to him. I really need to just hit that ship over there. Okay. Basic back onto you. Clocoon stuff. Just basic. No need to do third here. Basic, pass turn meter. And let's heal up. TIE Bomber. Night night. Okay, just another basic, if you please. Just kill that ship. Okay. So here, that's fine. Nice top off for everyone, just before the end of days. And there, that's it. That's fair. That's fair, Draz. That's fair. All Jedis get the buff. Why am I remembering some reason why I targeted Anakin? Oh, you know what it was? I didn't target Anakin. I would target any other Jedi, but we didn't have Ahsoka up front, so fair point. That would have been an added bonus if Ahsoka were with that ship up there. We never saw Ahsoka, so... This all went to plan, so Chimera against Negotiator, 71. Nice. Very nice. Last fight. Okay, so... I like the idea of Finalizer doing what it can into a Raddus cleanup more than I like the reverse. Let's think about it a second. We got a couple means of buff dispel. They're really going to lack damage, but we would lack damage if we... Who are we going to hunt off the bat? I guess we're going to hunt Sunfac because we need to motor through Sunfac in general. There's no turn meter that this ship gains, right? Taunts for one turn, but that isn't a TM game. I think that's how I want to do it. Yeah, that was slick, wasn't it, Northern? That was nice. Alright. So we're definitely going to do this and this. It's just a question of, do I start with the Sunfac? So, here's what I think. We could possibly have our ships under stealth when Spy comes out, meaning that if they have to focus someone down, it could be Echelon. So we'll start with Echelon here. That's what I'm thinking. Having that ship is going to be helpful, and you never know when you might need to have Consular, so we'll take along Consular. Rex and Anakin would be inflicted with Pursued. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Dress. That is a very fair point. Alright, Echelon. Let's do this. Yeah, very good point though, Dress. I have to commit her kit to memory. So, we're going to end up getting stuck on Sunfac if I don't kill it quickly enough. For that reason, I'm just going to do this. Does it beat Snip's GK? I don't see why not. Yeah. Alright, so we'll basic here. Hopefully get a stun. Prevent a stun on ourselves. This is outstanding. Do the same bit. Third to itself. We'll mass assist here. You get swept on, as expected. Take some lumps. We could fourth here, which would probably be a good idea. Stop the stun. Big hit. It might have killed. Definitely third on itself again for the kill. Alright, that's one ship down. Good stuff. On to the next one. So, we have the potential to have a bad time here for... Do we really want to go after... I don't want to bring out Evan Hawk here. We're just going to bring out Special Forces and keep the pressure up. Ability block and stun. That's pretty slick. Okay, Spy comes in. Who's our lucky contestant? Alright, so they took out... oh, jeez. So we don't have any way of getting rid of debuffs. I could dispel this and possibly go after Spy. But Spy is going to go immediately. What are we to do? What are we to do? Turn meter, advantage, cooldowns are reduced. We lose protection. It's not the right move. We could fourth this off, but Spy is going to go and probably light up Crew, right? I say let's third here. It's going to be the best move for the team at large. Big hit. Might as well go for it. Okay. Alright. Spy made its choice. Chose to go after Special Forces. I am into it. No reason... But we don't have a hunted here, so I might as well just call this. There's no hunted to take advantage of. This could be a fortuitous turn, though. Remove this. Big hit. Come on. Come on. This would force you to go ahead, right? Let's do that. Big hit. Oh my god, you dodged! You gotta be shitting me! You dodged, you son of a bitch! Are you fucking serious? Okay. Okay. I'm not mad, you're mad. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Call out Ebonhawk. No. Call out TIE Fighter. Finish you with this. Get this reset. See what we can't make happen now. Alright. Goddamn. I'll be goddamn that dodge. Okay, so we got a couple ships. No, we got one ship, right? We got... no, we got two. We got both the tanks out. So, okay, Finalizer and comment. One drop. Killed Hyena and Sunfac. Incredibly lucky dodge on by Sunfac from crew. Denied him lifesteal. Yeah, I don't know if crew might have stuck around all that much longer. Probably not, but we'll never know because he got dodged. And then we'll take this out with Raddus. So Raddus should have no problems here now. And that was one banner? Why did it give us one banner? We killed two ships. How does that work? Anyway. One, two, and three. Alright, this should be enough. Let's get it done. So we know that there's Vulture still on the deck, right? We'll be sure to save Raddus's third to take care of all that. Okay. Alright, if we hit Spy without killing Spy, then we'll have a problem. Let's go here first. Second, let's shield you up. Why not? Alright, third you, sit back a little bit if we can. Yeah, now you get stealth. Okay. 100 million bajillion turns later. Alright, third here. We have to call out Ray. Gotta do a special for the sake of our ultimate. Of course we get that. Well, that's because we're blinded. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, that sucks. Boy, does that suck a lot. Any frickin' time. Jesus. Did you see that, guys? We got a serious problem on our hands. Hopefully I kill a couple ships. My god. Oh my god. I'm gonna lose this fucking thing. Man. So here we go. We have to beat this up with actual scraps. That is complete horseshit. Alright. Grand Moff Tarkin it will be. And we'll run this. This. Is this better for me as a reinforcement? I have to remember. It is. It'll set up a taunt. So that's better than nothing. And then, why the hell not? Yeah, that was extraordinary. So, Vulture got called out, and then they all got to do all of their attacks onto... my two X-Wings got punked before we had the chance to do third from Raddus's ship to take that all out. So, terrible bit of business. You know what I wonder? In retrospect, if I had started with TIE Fighter up front instead of the tank ship, TIE Fighter would have been the right move, I think, because we could have gotten the Foresight dispelled by anything, and then we would have reinforced ahead of Malevolence, which means we'll call out Rey, then they reinforce with Vulture, and then we're in the position to third. But because we got the reinforcements second, I don't know, man. I'll have to think about that. Alright, so we'll clean this up with Tarkin. Let me comment the other drop, though. Finalizer. So, 2 drop. And that is Raddus. Vulture came out just after... Well, Vulture came out and killed our 2 X-Wings before Raddus's next turn when she could cleanse. So, damn. Damn. Alright, wrap it up. Yeah, TIE Fighter would have been the right move. Okay. Take our lumps. Good. End of the line. Well, my Star Fortress is only 5 stars, and the pilots are both Relic 5. I don't think they're even in full 6 dots. So we got 36 plus... So 1 plus 0 plus 36, right? I don't think we killed anything on that second run. No, we did kill somebody. I don't know. Whatever. Did we kill somebody on the second one? I don't know. Anyway, that'll do. Let's see how this wrapped up, guys. Alright, 1705. So, rough going. Not a super high scoring round to be sure. What is it? It's like... It's just it's over 1,800 is a top win now. So let's go ahead and do the wrap-up, guys. Alright. Actually, we'll start with the order in which my opponent attacked. So let's do a wrap-up, and then we'll get you guys rated out to another stream room. I don't even know who's on, but we'll find out in a moment. Alright, so up, bottom, front. I gave the banner breakdown at the start of the stream. I'm not going to do that twice, so... Check that out at the beginning of the VOD if you want to see what his banners were. But my front-bottom defense was Dash, Kira, Veteran Han, Vandor, and L3. Next was Rey, RJT, Malik, and Resistance Brothers. Then JMK, Cat, Padme, Ahsoka, GK. And finally, Slacker, Hux, Red, Faust, and Crew. Opponent one-shot the first 3 teams, had a 2-shot Slacker. Coming on to the back, I saw that this opponent really likes to go after Lord Vader, and since opponents put that up front, he gets his pick about how he wants to do it, so I thought I'd deny him that luxury, and I set Lord Vader in the back. And indeed, either he had bad RNG with his preferred counter, or he didn't have his preferred counters available, and he tried to rough it through, and it looks like in the end he's going to get locked up on Lord Vader in the back, so I'm super glad I made this call, because his history shows... almost any Lord Vader comp, if he gets a chance to go at it the way he wants, he's going to knock it right out. So, Qui-Gon Jinn got 1 shot, no surprises there. I had this Jango, Bam, Queel, IG-11, and Zalbar team that got taken down for 52 banners. I was very happy with that one. That one sticks out in my memory. Alright, top side, I set Gas 501st, followed by Iden, Stark, Snow, Magma, and Storm. And then Mon Mothma, Katarn, Cara, Pow, and Hoth Rebel Scout. Opponent had to put in 4 attacks to take care of Mon Mothma, so that worked out splendidly. I wonder if he had the same issue I did with Wampa, something of the kind. I don't know. But then you have DR, BSF, HK, Set, and Nest. Opponent had to 3-shot this one, so he had a worse day than I did for sure. I had a couple drops I didn't expect. We'll cover those here in a moment. And then back on fleets. Opponent one-shot Executor, one-shot Negotiator. And then against Malevolence, he had to two-shot that. And I don't know why the game isn't scrolling. Come on, scroll. Oh my god. What is this primitive coding? So you won't scroll with the mouse wheel and you won't scroll with drag click. Okay, thanks, friend. Alright, there, we got through it. Alright, so you see the two-shot there. Let's talk about attacks. On his bottom front. Oh, you saw a 7-star and it still rolled over. Oh, really? AoE from Ray killed a big one, second run. That's right, that's right. The AoE got rid of Bug. You're right about that, Smodern. Let me put that 1 on the sheet. You're right, it was 1 plus 1 plus 36. So, good call. We made it through the woods, though. What's the present score? Let me write it in the sheet. 1705 to 1411. Okay. Alright, so, against his Iden troopers, I went in with Treya, Scion, Nihilus, Talon, and Zariss for 60 banners. Gas 501st, we went in with CLS and friends for 60. Against Starkiller, we used GG, BB8, B1, B2, and Magna for 61. And then Slacker, we went in with JKR, JKL, and this was an interesting scenario. So, after Old Ben did his hand wave, we had everybody except Red Trooper ability blocked. Now, your instinct, for the most part, is to go after Hux because if you kill somebody and Red should get a turn and then he gets to, cleanse and it can set off Hux, blah, 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 blah. The bottom line is I wasn't thinking clearly because I went after Hux, which usually doesn't kill him. But in this case, we had enough damage. We killed Hux straight away. What does that mean? Red Trooper was free to do Cleanse. So he did Cleanse, followed it up with his free basic onto JKR, and because that Cleanse just took the ability block off Slacker, Slacker did Swipe, took JKR pretty low, and then Red followed up that swipe with another auto attack onto JKR and killed him. So that means JKR didn't get his third turn, where he would have been able to use his leadership ability to call JKR and kill Red. So the right move in that scenario should have been for me to mark Red. Lesson learned there. And we cleaned that up with GBA, Sunfax, Spy, Soldier, and Droidica for 36. So 4 plus 36 on that. Yeah, that scroll thing drives me crazy, Lorelei. Alright, we'll talk about the back wall. So, our opponent really struggled with the defense, which suggested a very stacked back wall. And indeed, it was. So he has JML, Grandmaster, Cam, Joe Lee, and Old Ben. We used Sith Eternal, Watt, Armor, Piggy, and Gar Saxon. I want to say for 53. And then it was JMK, Kat, Ahsoka, Padme, and GK. We were in a position where we really had to plan a two-shot for that. So I went in with Aurra Zam, took out Kat, and then we went back in with JML, Cam, Grandmaster, who was it? Jolie, and Ezra for 39. So a total of 40 banners on that. And yeah, against Ray here with BB-8, Resistance Finn, RJT, and R2, I went in with Starkiller, and I'm getting better at controlling this fight on offense, guys. We really had them locked down. We stacked things pretty elegantly. The one error I made towards the end of the fight was, we easily killed Ray without dropping the ship and anything. I missed a couple turns where I could have dropped the ship, even though it would have been onto people in damage immunity. It wouldn't have killed, but it would have restored protection and given us better banners. So that might not be hugely consequential for this fight, for this matchup rather, but I should keep that in mind going forward. So that's the one note for that. And let's head on over to Fleet. No, Topside. That's right. Yeah, we did Topside next. Okay. Topside is Jango, Queel, IG-11, Zalbar, and Veteran Han. We took that out with Bad Batch for 62. We used Shaak T in there, and we learned that the fire from Jango, the debuff is applied before the damage. So Shaak T wasn't able to gain her bonus turn meter and kick us off. We actually got lucky. We got really lucky that the ability block from Veteran Han didn't hit Echo, or it would have been Battleship Sunk. So lesson learned there. Don't rely on Shaak T to make that work. If I had to do it all over again, maybe I would have used Gideon there. I don't know, but Gideon came in real handy for this other fight. We'll talk about it. Against Darth Revan, Malik, Sith Marauder, Set, and Nest, we went in with Veers, Dark, Piet, Death Trooper, and Range. Got 61 banners. We made very careful decisions in there. Watch that fight. That was a tough one. There's definitely merit in having a Relic 9 Sith Empire Trooper, because if we had the Relic 9 that our opponent from last round had here, I might have had to do the big hit with Veers just to make sure that the Dark Trooper died, which can get you locked up behind Malik. It can set you up for a loss. It's a clever idea. All right, then we have Mon Mothma Katarn. I went in with Wampa, guys, and we ended up in this situation where Cara just kept coming back with Potency Up. I kept counterattacking into her, killing her, and she comes back, gives herself Potency Up, and the loop continued. So I ended up getting looped out with Mon Mothma and Cara remaining. We took that out with Phasma, Kylo, First Order TIE Pilot, because his special applies buff immunity, Fox, and First Order Officer, for a total of 41 banners. And then Dash, Kira, Young Han, L3, and Vandor. We went in with Tarkin, Darth Vader, Gideon, Thrawn, and Shore. Controlled that fight really well. 64 banners. Gideon's debuff gave us the time we needed for banner recovery and restabilizing after Dash was able to take his first turn. Darth Vader wasn't able to land an ability block off the bat, so tough time. And let's go to fleets here. So, we've got Executor. Our opponent set out the variant that had IG2K up front, so I used Home 1 there for 72 banners. Against Negotiator, we used Chimera for 71. Everything went really well there. God, I hate when this thing locks up like this. All right, and then we have Malevolence. So we had to 3-shot this. At first, we went in with Finalizer, and we took out both Sunfac and Hyena. So I thought it was going to be an easy cleanup. We went in with Raddus after that. Our tank got blown up very quickly because, indeed, my Star Fortress is undergeared, so it wasn't really a fair chance. But what happened was Vulture came out as we expected, put the Buzz Droids in the blind, and then we got our reinforcement. Let's think about this. We got our reinforcement second. So it's so important for the health of the fleet, for the win condition of the fleet to bring out that reinforcement, and I thought it was the right move. I brought out Rey. Perhaps I should have done the cleanse onto, just the 2 ships that were surviving. It was just the X-Wings. But what if I ended up getting those 2 X-Wings focused down without the Buzz Droids, and then I would have been wanting for a 3rd ship. So I'm not sure if doing the Dispel there was the right move, but what I ended up thinking about here is that instead of starting with Star Fortress, I should have had the TIE Fighter, because that means we would have reinforced ahead. We could have brought out Rey, then Vulture comes, then we do the Dispel. It would have worked very orderly. Such as it was, though, we only got 1 ship on the 2nd attempt when Rey got her 2nd move and it took out Spy. So we can say that there is the one blessing of bringing out Rey. She killed 1 ship. I think I wouldn't have changed my mind on that. But, that decision to bring out Rey was the right one, but I should have had the TIE Fighter starting. All right, and last we finished it up with Raddus for 36 banners, took out the remainder of the fleet. So we managed the full clear. Our opponent did not. So we dropped a bunch of banners. A couple lessons. Yeah, it could have been cleaner there with Starkiller. With Slacker. And then, I don't know. We were almost there. Hey, little one. We're just here. You're here just in time. Oh, you want crackers? Okay. Little one is asking for crackers. Of course you can have some crackers. There you go, sweet child. Enjoy. Okay. Mwah. Sweetie. Here, you want to sit with Dad and enjoy your crackers? Let's go ahead and raid the fine people out the door. Let's get these folks ready. So before we go ahead and raid, let's go ahead and plug for the Patreon, guys. We got to do that. So check out patreon.com/Tassinix. I have got a ton of stuff there, resources and exclusive video and chat content just for my patrons. You know, I've gotten up as high as rank 12 here with what I know, and I'm happy to teach. So check that out. We've got merchandise for certain tiers of patron. Got the mug, the t-shirt, and the hoodie. Feel free to look into those. We have to thank the patrons themselves who make all of this possible and help me justify the amount of time I spend on this game to my wife. So that will be VIP access. We've got Ryan, White Wolf, Sam Vimes, Jobin4527, Sweens14, Lego Calrissian 2187, Deadpool Cal 28, Not Sure 4256, Johnny Batawa. You guys are awesome. See you in the chat all the time. Love your support. Love you guys. Thanks for everything. Jesters Club Absolution, the one, the only. You're probably busy at work right now, but I know you're doing well so far this season. Good stuff. Really glad to have you back playing the game. Jesters Club Platinum, the one, the only Eric Rose. Love, my number one coaching client. You're really doing well so far. So good luck with your climbs. I think you've got a couple tough battles to play here this round. I'll follow up with you here when the stream's over, and we'll make sure that you're good. Okay, let's also do it up for special thanks to Yoda Force, my guild leader. He comes on in here sometimes, starts hype trains, buys a bunch of subs for people. Can't thank him enough for all his support, so thank you. Mrs. T, my darling wife, who supports me in all of these streaming endeavors, helps watch my daughter when she otherwise wants to be all in daddy's business. And then Dagger, good friend of mine. He helps admin everything on the server. I consult with him often for my plans. I help him with his. It's all the good relationship, but he does a lot to support me in the stream, so thanks a lot, man. You guys are all great. Appreciate it. All right, let's move back on over to the main scene and see about raiding you guys out. Oh, Silent Beast. You know what? Silent Beast is going, and he's raided me before, so let's actually share the love. We have got to send it on over to Silent Beast. He is a brilliant player. You guys definitely can gain from watching him. There it is. Okay, we're going to start up the raid. Thank you all for being there. Hey, Lorelei. So thank you all so much for joining me this morning. It's been great. Got the W, so I'm 1-2 for the week. I think we're in a good spot, though. We'll make a run to get back up near the top 10 for the end of next week. So, yeah, raid will get you out the door here at the end of the trailer. We'll see you here next week. I think it'll be Thursday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern for Week 3, Round 1. Until then, guys, take care.